by you being the head that is building, constructing, doing all of these great grand things for the society, right? But it starts at home with you, right? But again, it branches out.
Time out real fast. She is correct.
This is a New York City where the lights shine real bright. How the world could change so quickly. Here we stand.
What's going on, y'all? My name is Michael May. Thank you for tuning in to the Hear Me Out podcast. Y'all already know that's my favorite line. Listen, I want to say something before I get into this clip, right? One thing I've been saying for about 4 years now, like I've really come from heavily like the Instagram side of things. I was always on lives, having conversations on lives, discussing. I spoke to hundreds of women, and it's like I just felt that it was about time for me to bring my talents down over here to YouTube, right? Now, what I want to say today is this. I've spent too much time helping women. Like in the past 5 years, I got two women married, several other women in relationships that are healthier. I've been referred by women, like they've told their daughters about me. You understand? So I'm really, really heavy on the Instagram side, right? But listen to me. I want to say big shout out to everybody who subscribes to the channel. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Now, some of y'all may say, why am I coming out the gate swinging with this video, right? Now, one thing I've always said is this. I like to applaud women who come from the circumstances that they're talking about and they're not afraid to admit it. You understand? That's like, big shout out to Poppy, you know what I'm saying, from the Bronx, you know, Hassan Campbell. You understand? Like, for somebody who was already in the streets, big shout out to Hocus 4/5, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, for people to come from the street and like really put in that pain, and then for them to come over to YouTube and help you guys understand why you got to stay away from the violence and how certain things are just senseless and doesn't make any sense, I have to applaud these gentlemen. You understand what I'm saying? Their platform has grown substantially in such a short period of time, and congratulate to those brothers. But if it's one thing that I know I do very well is I've been helping women out a lot. And lately, I've changed my energy over to help out the men. Now, not saying that I don't help women, but what it is this. One thing I've struggled with for the past 4 years is, and now that I understand that other people are experiencing what I'm experiencing, is that there is an extreme level of delusion that I've always dealt with when it comes to women. Now, big shout out to this lovely lady, Danica right here. The reason why I rock with her, I don't rock with too many female content creators. I am a firm believer that if you're gonna speak about it, you gotta be about it. Now, Danica happens to be in a strong, healthy relationship with a strong man. So, and to hear her say several times that she's come from a background where she was that boss chick, that I'm independent, I don't need no man. And for her to make the change, she's actually giving you advice from somebody who had to make the changes. Now, one thing I've always said for so many years is this. Ladies, I get it. Some of y'all, you know how long it's going to take for you to make the necessary changes it's going to have to take in order for you to get into a really strong, healthy relationship. It's going to take too long for some of y'all. Like, some of y'all might as well just hang it up. I mean, I'm sorry. I gotta just say it the way it really needs to be said. You understand what I'm saying? And at this point in time, like, one thing that nobody can never say about me is that I don't appreciate and I don't value women, because I truly do. That's all I've been doing this whole entire time. And throughout the process of this page, I will be explaining and helping you guys understand what I have taught women, some of my ideas that I have given to women. Me being a man of God, that has to do a lot of my decision making. You know what I'm saying? How I move, how I decide to move, how I speak, how I conduct myself, how my lady should conduct herself. But this lady right here, right? Like I said, I don't rock with too many women content creators, but this one right here, I just want you guys to hear this, because this, I think, is one of the biggest issues today. And then I'm gonna do reactions to other videos, things of that nature, because I want y'all to understand something. The reason why I'm here, y'all put me here. One thing I don't like is everybody saying, oh, the black man this, the white man that, and this person this, and this person, and the black manosphere and the white manosphere. Hear me out. What's going on right now in the world, this is a everyone problem. Everybody is struggling. And I want to be clear, this isn't a white man, a black man. This is Spanish men, Filipino men, Chinese men, Japanese men, Jamaican. Every man is suffering with women in some form of fashion. So that's something that I never understood and I really didn't like. So I'm here, and I think it's time for me to give my side of my opinion, because me being a man of Hispanic, of Hispanic background, I am Puerto Rican and Dominican. I know I've got it for years. Oh, you look black. Listen, I went to the Jamaican store and they be like, big up, much respect, brother, much respect. I go into the Arab store, assalamu alaikum. Back then, I used to be assalamu alaikum. Like, I used to always, like, but I go to Dominican spot, like, I go whatever y'all want to assume, you could assume. I'm not gonna, who am I to sit here and tell you, don't talk to me like that? I ain't that gonna know. Like, I let it rock. But just to give you a little background of me, if y'all want to, please go follow me on Instagram. It's Michael May Forever. I've been doing this for a minute, and I've posted success stories. Like, and this is something that most people can't do. They can't do that. I've literally posted stories of women's fathers coming to me like, yo, thank you. I truly appreciate what you did for my daughter. Like, my daughter explained to me what you said to her, and you know how she needs to be a little bit more patient and things of that nature. Like fair use, Danica, big shout out to you. Like I said, I don't rock with many female content creators, but she's one coming from that life. I find it easy to listen to her. You understand what I'm saying? And let's get into it. And just so y'all guys know, I don't do retakes. Y'all might see commercials and all that. I don't stop and try to edit out. Listen, nobody's perfect. You understand what I'm saying? But let's just get into this. Let's go.
To the women in this society. And we already know. Maybe we don't, but we're going to go there today. We live in a society, you guys, where it is very profitable. Hold on. It is very profitable to have a bunch of women out here running around with no direction, with no head, which is that man, right? It's profitable. So let me condemn men for being masculine. Let me shame men for being masculine. That way, that order is never solidified. It's never carried out.
Now, time out. Hear me out, right? That's one thing I've always said. I've always said this. We live in a time, so hear me out, right? I'm going to say they are trying to, go on, say these, what's the word? They are trying to reinvent the wheel. They don't want they fellas, and if you go to my Instagram, follow me over there, Michael May Forever. All one word, not the number, it's the word Michael May Forever together. And I want y'all to understand something, right? This is literally all I talk about. I tell you guys all the time, you guys have to stop being afraid to be men. Now, please hear me out. I understand not everybody was raised. I had one female cousin. Her name was Tina. I had one female cousin. Her name was Tina, and everybody else I could, I had Joseph. I had Jimmy. I had my brothers G, Boy, the other men. I had Gotti. I had Danny. I was like overwhelmed with men like teaching me things. And that's another thing. Like I come from, listen, I'm from the Bronx, Castle Hill, you know what I'm saying, New York City. You know what I'm saying, Castle Hill, Soundview section of the Bronx. You understand? Like I didn't come from a little playground. Yeah, my grandmother did the best she could. I was raised by my grandmother. You understand what I'm saying? But it's like the men in my family, they always was they kept me sharp. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is that I get it, fellas, and I get this. A lot of you guys didn't grow up in that atmosphere. You grew up in a single mother household, and I get that. That's cool. You understand? But even me, when I was able, even though there was some dysfunction in my family, yes, like everybody else, yeah, y'all shit fucked up too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit ain't perfect. But it's like I grew up in an atmosphere where I seen relationships and I seen how the men operated in those relationships. And more importantly, I've seen how the women understood. The women understood where was their place, when to say what, how to say what, if it was a good time to talk. Right now ain't the best time for me to talk. He's talking to the men. Let me stay out of this. XYZ. I'll talk to him a little bit later. So I grew up in the atmosphere nurtured, right? Nurtured by relationships. But though there were some unhealthy ones, but I want you to understand one thing, and I'm speaking from experience, That's why I made this channel. I'm speaking from experience. Any woman I was ever with, I promise you this. If you didn't understand that I was the leader, listen, and I don't want to hear anything. Oh, you wasn't a proper leader. No. That's not what it's gonna be. Why? Because everything I've learned from an elderly grandmother. My grandmother, when I used to always be mad at my brother. When boy used to be able to go outside, I'm like, yo, grandma, let me go outside. No, me, yo, stay inside. And she was always talking to me. And I'm like, why are you talking to me for? Like, yo, I don't want to hear this right now. But my grandmother, she gave me so much wisdom. And listen to me, I actually didn't understand it until I got older and I started dealing with women. And I'm like, what the? She was telling me this entire time. She was telling me, listen, this is that. Look, you the boss. You know what I'm saying? If a relationship falls to ish, that's on you. You're gonna take the heat. The blame, the bulk is on you. And my grandmother's the one that always told me. She said, Mijo, listen, she said, your grandfather always led because your grandfather, if anything goes wrong in this relationship, they're gonna blame him. You understand? So and I get it. My grandmother always said, listen, a man is supposed to die for his woman. Now, I do understand that to a certain extent. I do, and do I live by it to a certain extent? I do. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm supposed to die and give up my life for you and jump in front of a bullet for you, see, I'm supposed to die for you, not because of you. You shouldn't be the cause of my death. But I do understand that it's an exchange of service. I, I I'm going. I'm gonna kill myself. Go out there, slay dragons, bring home the money, make sure I'm providing for you. So you're gonna live for me. You're gonna live. You're gonna understand that this is my leadership. We're gonna do this the way I'm giving this shit. The way I'm dishing it out is the way you're gonna take it. And it is what. Now, I'm not saying like I know some folks are gonna be like, oh my god, this guy's in 1937. But you know what's so funny? Back then it worked. It worked. And the funny part about it is this. Not that I care to know. Who cares to know? But I get funny messages all the time. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, yeah, remember old girl that you used to deal with? Yeah, she ain't doing so hot. I'm like, of course not. Uh, no, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Listen, hear me out. But Danika's cooking. Right now, she's cooking with chicken grease, right? And I want y'all guys to understand something, right? Like, she's gonna get into some things right now that's gonna really, it's gonna hurt some feelings. And I really want y'all to understand that I've already told you guys. If you go to my Instagram, like I told y'all guys, follow me on Instagram, Michael May Forever. Go back and look at some of the videos. I've always showed everybody love, but I've always said this. When you start seeing the beautiful women siding with the men, it's over. It's over. And there's no coming back. I've always said this. Now, big shout out to the lovely Danica. You understand what I'm saying? But let's get into what she has to say.
Hear me out, y'all.
Hear me out. That's my line, Danica. Come on, Danica. That's my line. I'm famous for that line. That's my line, Danica. Come on, let's talk about it.
Here's why masculine men are shamed. Masculine men, you guys are going to speak truth to power. You guys are going to implement order. You guys are going to weed out what is not beneficial and ultimately create a smooth selling ecosystem, right?
Time out. Now hear me out. She's correct. So fellas, one thing I always say it, and I always say, ladies, just come along for the ride. Fellas, I want y'all to understand something. We have a lot of responsibility when it comes to being in a relationship with a woman. Now I know some of y'all may not like to hear that. It is what it is. But yeah, I could. Oh, this is my new channel. Yeah, this is my new channel, so it wasn't subbed up. My True Hall of Fame channel and Michael May channel is subbed. I had to sub to her and give her another sub. I support it. Hear me out. If your life is, I was there, fellas. Listen to me. Listen to me. I have the proof. See, y'all not talking to them other content creators that just sit here and they speaking. Listen to me. I was homeless. I was homeless. Listen to me. Eating out of garbage cans. I had no business eating out of garbage cans. My grandmother passed. Shit got real tough. Some sideways family shit. One day maybe we'll get into that. But for today, we'll keep it here. But I want you to understand. How could when I was like 19, 20, but when I was so young, I didn't have the leadership skills. The skills. I had to go and acquire the skills. I had to go and acquire them. I had to go and get the skills. I had to go and learn the skills. I had to surround myself with people who had the skills and they achieved what it is that I wanted to achieve. Fellas, she's correct. Our job is we're supposed to come in and say, this is out of order. Okay, how are we gonna put this in order? And if you're not in a position to do, wait, I can't wait till I start breaking down it in a biblical sense. Cause right now, I just want to keep it. I want to keep it. I'm gonna keep it out of the spirit and just keep it in the flesh and what's going on in the world. But fellas, it's your responsibility to bring some kind of order, and this is correct. But a lot of you guys are just soft. Like my wife would tell you, I don't have a soft bone in my body. Like she's like, yo, can you be soft for like 6 seconds? And I'll be like, I'm soft. All right, let me stop playing. Like I I'm soft, right? Listen, I'm an R&B singer, so you know I have to have some kind of emotion. But it's like I'm tender with her, but she'll tell you any little thing just get out of place, and I'm back. I'm back. I'm back to major pain. I'm like, drop down and give me 50. Like I'm joking, so I'm not gonna exaggerate that. I'm just saying. Hear me out. I don't play. And I want to say big shout out to everybody. Uh I've had women hit me back apologizing. And I give those women credit. Like when women are like, yo, you said this. Like go look back. Go on my Instagram. Go on my Instagram. Women have apologized to me like, yo, you said this and you were right. You were correct. And I'm like, yo, I really appreciate it. Like, it takes a lot of heart for somebody to sit there and apologize for something that they once believed was true for them and it ended up being wrong. Fellas, and this is why mediocre tutorials always shows me love. I appreciate him. Donovan always shows me love. I appreciate him. But it's like these guys, the Coach Gregs, even rest in peace Kevin Samuels, the Coffee Pod. Like when you hear these guys, Andrew Tate, when you hear these guys speak and they say things like "get your shit together," you understand what I'm saying? Like I could honestly say, from a man who didn't have his shit together for so long and got it together out the mud, I could say I can see the difference. The women look at me differently. It's just a whole nother world. But let's keep going, though. Let's keep going. I don't want to keep cutting this lady off, man. Let's keep going.
Your women would inadvertently have to follow down that same path. By you being the head that is building, constructing, doing all of these great grand things for the society, right? But it starts at home with you, right? But again, it branches out.
Time out real fast. She is correct. She is 1,000% correct. Fellas, it starts at home with you. You ready? Hear me out. So, and those that know me, y'all know I was once like 325 pounds. And I dropped down to like, me being 6 foot, I dropped down to like 210 pounds immediately. And I gained some back, but then even like me and my lady, like, so now that we getting it back together, I have to lead by example. You understand what I'm saying? If she sees me on my game, she's gonna get on her game. Fellas, it starts with you. And I know some of y'all gonna hate me because of that, but this is the truth, fellas. And she's speaking to the women, but I'm really speaking to everybody. But fellas, it really starts with you. And I really want you guys to understand that. Like, I hold both parties accountable. I've talked to married couples, and I'm like, do y'all not see where this problem is at? Can you accept that? Can you accept that you're wrong here? Great. Can you accept that you're wrong here? Great. Now, let's move forward from right here. And it's worked. It's worked. But fellas, I promise you this. It always starts and ends with you. I'm not comparing nobody to God. I promise you not. But it's like the Omega. You are the beginning and you are the end in your household. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I can't even get into that. I'm not trying to get biblical tonight. Not tonight. I'm trying to stay on course here. Let's keep going, Danica. Let's keep going. Fair use, once again, like I said, educational purposes. Let's go.
Your women will follow suit. And if your women are following suit, guess what? I cannot get her to be able to be manipulated and controlled, which ultimately, once again, feeds into the almighty dollar of today, right? Okay, let's go ahead and dive deeper into the example.
Go ahead.
So you have women out here today, no man. We don't need no man. Right? I'm strong. I'm a boss. I can do it by myself. I don't need y'all. I'm smart. I can lead my damn self. I don't need to submit. I don't need to cater. I don't need anything.
Hold on. Time out. I gotta say something, right? You know, one thing I want to applaud my queen for is immediately from the very beginning of our relationship, she explained to me how she was raised. You know what I'm saying? She's independent, she's strong, she's this, and she's that, and she's this, and she's that. And no, I don't want no scrub. And scrub is the guy who can, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And then she, to the left. She had the same mindset. The minute she met me, all that shit was out the window. Like, when I tell you, like, to hear a woman speak in the way that she does, and she's like, I've never, aside from her father, she's never had a man that sat there and was like, this is wrong, this is incorrect, and let me show you why. And not only let me show you why, then it's like, one thing that everybody has always experienced from me is this. I always say this. I've learned, big shout out to Pastor Juan. He's shown me how to tap into my power. Not only I'm not only as a man, but tap into the power of the Lord. Like, whatever I say I'm going to do will pass. Whatever I'm speaking of, like, I'll say things, even ask my boys. And I think I've always had that on me, but like, I'll be like, yeah, man, like Gotti will tell you, I'm like, damn, I think today we should get an umbrella. It's fully sunny, sun is out. And he's like, nigga, the sun is out. What are you talking about? Like, and all of a sudden, T-storm. And I'm like, I told ya. Like, hear me out. I've been in situations where I've told someone something, and I'm like, yo, God don't like ugly. They leave the house. 30 minutes later, bang, engine blows out. Like, yo, what's going on? Like, I want you to understand something, right? It's very important that you as a man, you understand that your leadership is so necessary. You are so powerful as a man. And don't let what they tell you out here on social media and these networks, oh my gosh, you're economically unattractive and you don't make enough money. Hear me out. If you're a man and you're willing to wake up and go out there and provide for your family, you should be applauded. You understand what I'm saying? And I will say this, that I'm so grateful that my leadership is respected. Many men don't have that opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to get into who I am in videos down the line so you guys can understand. So stick around, subscribe to the channel, because it's going to be crazy. No holds bar over here. I'm not holding back over here. We're going to keep it 1,000. You understand what I'm saying? Like some content creators, they want to play in the gray area because they don't want to this, and they don't want to blow people top off, or they don't want to. They don't want the certain. I want all of the smoke. I'm okay with all of the smoke. My name's Michael May. Middle name Smoke. Hear me out, but let's keep on going. But fellas, it starts with you. It starts with you.
Anything that has to do with a man, I don't want it. Unless it has something to do with him feeding into my ego, my pockets. Other than that, don't need it. It may be sex, right? But other than that, I'm my own boss. Don't need it. And when you have women out there conducting themselves like that, they're not really thinking things logically through. And again, I am a woman and I pride myself on being a very wise young lady, very intelligent, the whole nine. I'm not going to ever make it seem like women are just dumb and we don't know anything and we can't do anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say that. However, I'm going to be real enough to say this. Women are a lot more emotional based than men. Men, being in a woman's life, he's going to be able to look at things for what they really are and not for what he wants them to be, and be able to make rational, sound decisions. Whereas women, when we don't really have that balance, that man in our corner to really help us to see things logically and clearly through, what we can do is start to just be very wasteful and aimlessly drift, if you will. Because again, like, it's emotion. So whenever I see something, I just want to react to it. If I want something, I'm just going to go and get it. I'm not going to think about how this could hurt me later. I'm not going to think about how this will affect me later. All I know is right here, right now, my emotions tell me this is the right thing to do. Not my circumstances, not my finances, not my brain, but my feelings tell me this.
Now I gotta take a time out. Hear me out. I was that person. See, I'm speaking from experience. I was that person that if my lady got emotional, I would get emotional right with her. That was years ago. Years ago. Cause what I would try to do is I would try to consistently keep beating you over the head with logic and understanding and wisdom, and beat you and beat you and beat you and beat you over the head until you understood, versus me understanding that women were just naturally emotional. So maybe she'll understand it in a little while, but while in the heat of the moment, it was never going to be understood. And like I said, I'm going to be transparent here. And I want you guys to understand, I was the same way. But I want to stop this video right here because, listen, this is what I need you guys to understand. The moral of the story is this. Women will shame you. Fellas, it's okay to be a man. You're going to be shamed. Like, I'm going to go into examples of me and what I've said to women that I've dealt with. And I was looked at like I was crazy. But none of those women got the results I do. Like, fellas, I'm going to say this again. Your commitment for a woman is more important than any career. I don't care how many times she fires an employee or she tells you that she owns an eyelash business or a braiding business. She's a boss chick and she only messes with drug dealers, and she don't want to mess with a guy who makes less than $150,000. I want you to understand something. Deep down inside, these women are desiring commitment. There's no cost on that. There's no price on that, fellas. And I truly want y'all to understand. Listen to me, fellas, right here. Stop being shamed. Go subscribe to Danica. She is a beast. I don't, like I said, I don't rock with a lot of female content creators, but she is one woman that has come from that background. Like I said, that's like some of y'all guys be following these fake street dudes. But then when you put in paperwork, they ain't even squeeze a potato gun. They ain't razor blade nothing but a box in the Walmart store that they were working at doing stock in the evening shift. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're gonna subscribe to the real. Now, like I said, I love the fact that she always kept it 1,000 with us. You understand? I rock with her. So should y'all. Subscribe to my channel. I'm telling you right now, I'm coming. I'm coming with a vengeance. Like I'm saying it again, this is not a black man thing. This is not a white man thing. This is a all man thing. All men are being shamed. We're being shamed. And I'm tired of it. I know y'all are. But now you're going to get a different perspective from, yes, a man who's Puerto Rican and Dominican. You know what I'm saying? From the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? Castle Hill, Soundview section of the Bronx. You know, I'm from Castle Hill, I'm from Soundview. What up, Hocus 4/5? Y'all already know what time it is, man. I love y'all. Michael May, you already know Hear Me Out podcast, and we out.